My sister gave our father a fatal overdose. My father battled cancer, and I devoted much of the past year to being with him. Despite living an hour away, I used my leave to visit him several times a week for his medical appointments, as my mother's dementia allowed her to care for him only part of the time. His mind remained sharp even as his body weakened. One day the oncologist called, prompting me to rush to the hospital where we learned his condition had worsened. Honoring his wish to pass at home, we arranged for hospice care. After bringing him home, it was clear he wouldn't leave again. We enjoyed some time in the sun before I tucked him into bed with my sister due to arrive. That night, hospice provided pain medication, and the following day, he communicated with us through text despite some discomfort. He passed away that night just before we could see him again. We spent the next day in a mix of tears and laughter, mourning his loss. His body was cremated, and I was haunted by a troubling suspicion about the hospice drugs. The subsequent weeks were a haze of grief and tentative steps back into life. When my father's ashes were returned, I found my mother and sister inebriated, leading to a confrontation with my sister, who blamed me for her life's troubles. After ensuring my mother's safety, I kept my distance until my sister departed. Later, another sibling informed me that my sister had given our father an overdose of the medication, possibly by mistake, and delayed seeking help. While I doubt it was intentional, her actions and the subsequent anger she directed at me seemed rooted in guilt. I believe in death with dignity and would have supported my father's choice, but I'm not sure he was ready to go. Now the trust between my sister and me is irreparably broken.